tell me if you did any kind of like research about werewolves before doing this movie.
Yeah, a little bit. Find out what the werewolf myths are about, and have a think about that. Do some research into the character, and because he's based on a real historical character, and to what extent that was important for the film. So although he's a real character, he's in a situation which the real character was never in, and so to some extent the research on him was just for my own interest.
Is there anything about werewolves that you find particularly interesting?
Well, yeah, of course. I don't believe in werewolves or anything, but I think there's something interesting about choosing to make a film about werewolves, because we believe we're very civilized beings, and in many ways we are, and we need to be in order to live with each other. We need to have certain rules and structures, and civilization needs to have all those things in order to maintain itself. But at the same time, I think this film highlights the fact that we're also animals. We have animal instincts, and there are certain instinctive urges within us that sometimes we can't control, and maybe we shouldn't control, and yet that runs contrary to being a civilized human being as well. So I think that's what's the fascination with werewolves.
So then we can actually assure that every human has like a little beast inside of
well,
them.
if every human being is also an animal, and we are animals, then we also have potentially destructive defense mechanisms within us. And if we're cornered, or if we feel like our lives are threatened, then we're gonna be capable of killing someone. And we also have sometimes violent desires, and so I think this film plays with those fears that we have about our own instincts, that sometimes normally we will control, but sometimes we can't.
What would you say is Benicio's best quality as an actor?
I think he's a very instinctive actor, a natural actor. He has an amazing intensity just to look at him on screen, and he has an ability to reveal insecurities and being lost human frailty, and yet he has a very strong outward appearance as well. So I think he kind of marries a couple of things in an amazing way.
How would you compare this movie to the ones that have been made about werewolves before? How similar or how different it is?
I'm not a big, I don't know, I've seen American Werewolf in London, which I thought was, when it came out, enormous fun. And at that time, amazing special effects. And seen the original version of this film. But aside from that, I don't think I've seen, and I remember seeing Jack Nicholson in Wolf. I think this is very different from all of those films, actually. Very different, tonally very different. It's a kind of more serious film in many ways, and a more studied film and a more classic take on it. And I think setting it in the Victorian era was a masterstroke. But I haven't seen the finished film, so it's a little bit hard for me to compare them all. But I think tonally it's in a very different place to all those films.